This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm V.
And you're listening to Cringe With Me, the podcast where we dig up the cringiest articles, questions, and tidbits of human culture to review with you, our listeners, so you too can cringe with me.
I'm hypocritical, but at least I know we could be beautiful or maybe terrible.
Alrighty.
Okay, we're back. We've got another one. Another Am I the Asshole? I'm just too in love with this subreddit.
I mean, my last one was technically from that subreddit too.
It was, yeah. You've been dipping in there more. I like
have.
it. So this one. Am I the asshole for not letting my ex-wife's stepkids work for me?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it paints a picture already.
Yeah, I'm already like getting some vibes.
Yeah. So let me get into it now. Ex-wife and I divorced 7 years ago.
Okay, long divorce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been separated for a while. They have a teenage daughter together.
Okay.
So, if we're making some assumptions, she's a teenager. They divorced 7 years ago. She was probably, like 7 or 8 when they divorced.
Yeah, she's a kid.
Ex and I are not on the best of terms.
As often happens.
Unfortunately. When she started dating her husband, Jeff, the ex-wife, the two of them attempted to get me to step back or step out of my daughter's life so he could be her new father.
Rude.
Yeah, obviously a lot going on there. Not great. On top of that, since Jeff had 3 kids instead of 1, he liked to believe he knew better than me and was always trying to give me unsolicited advice, always acting superior.
Rude.
Yeah, so this guy came in like, yeah, I know how to be a dad, you don't even know what you're doing, and I'd be a better father for her, so you just get out of here, right? One time, he said to my daughter in front of me that I wanted her to call him dad too, since he was such an amazing parent, and one I could aspire to be like.
This guy's delusional, right?
Yeah, this is a creepy thing to do, in my opinion. I did have to deny saying that without trying to say I didn't want my daughter to call him dad. I wanted to leave it to her. She never did call him dad, and she thinks he's arrogant as fuck, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. So the daughter's like, yeah, he's weird. I don't like him. Jeff's kids are teens now, too. And they are aware that my daughter has a summer and sometimes weekend job at the business I own.
Okay, as a father can do.
Yep. So he's got his daughter working weekends and summers, right? X and Jeff want his kids to work there too.
He's not their stepdad, though.
No, he's not. He's nothing to them.
Yeah.
Right. They say it would be great for them to all be part of the family business and work together and build sibling bonds.
It's not the family business.
I agree, but I don't want Jeff's kids anywhere near my business. I do not want to be involved in my ex's new life more than I already am because of our daughter. Jeff's kids are not part of my family, so them being part of the family business makes no sense. Plus, from what my daughter has said, and what X and Jeff have said, they're not very close and don't consider each other siblings.
Okay, makes sense.
Which is pretty common for stepfamilies, especially when they start later.
We live in the same house. That doesn't make us siblings.
Yeah. My saying no has been controversial, and I hear from Jeff and my ex all the time how I'm an asshole.
Of
and I
course
should
they
be willing,
think that.
Right. And that I should be willing to give them a shot. Pointing out they are my daughter's family, whether I like it or not, and she should be able to introduce them in a business she may one day inherit.
That's up to her, and she said no.
Right.
So...
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is pretty clearly not the asshole.
Yeah.
This guy who's trying to give unsolicited parenting advice and trying to tell the daughter, oh yeah, your dad said it's okay for you to call me dad. That's just... Oh, and not only that, because I'm such a model father to aspire to. What? This feels like Homelander from The Boys. I'm like, the level of delusion and, fear that I feel from this is I'm like, how far gone are you, and should I be worried?
The answer is yes, you should be worried.
Yeah,
I'd be nervous to have my kid around this dude.
Yeah, I don't think that he's super thrilled about it, judging from everything that's here. But, yeah, I mean, like, I get asking, right?
Yeah.
I could see someone asking and be like, hey, you know, she's got siblings, even if she doesn't consider them siblings, like, they're siblings in some degree. They're step-siblings. They live together. You know, it'd be cool if they could work together, but, like, if your answer is, no, I don't want them, like, that's it. End of discussion. You're not an asshole for doing that.
No.
Also, I mean, like, not a lot of businesses can afford to pay for, like, 3 teenagers who are probably not contributing much. Like, 1 is probably the limit.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It depends on the business.
See, and then also, like, where are their references? Did they turn in resumes? Did they come for an interview? Shouldn't they have to, like, earn a spot working there? Isn't that what a good father would want? Their child to earn their keep? Their child to earn responsibility, to have that interview experience?
I'm sorry, have you never heard of nepotism?
I haven't, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Nepotism, you know, getting people who you know hired as instead of necessarily people who are the most qualified.
Oh, okay. Yes,
right? It's the origin of the saying, it's who you know, not what you know.
Yeah,
right?
I've never heard of the term nepotism, but did you know that?
Nepotism is the name for that practice.
Okay.
Nepotism is like I hire my son or my nephew or my best friend, my golf friend, Bob, instead of this guy who applied who may have better credentials.
Well, you know, the world is moving a direction away from that, and the father should be preparing his kid, except for the ultra rich, but that's...
Well, it isn't, though. I mean, like, it's still who you... Like, you know, even the job I'm applying for now, I found out about this job.
But you still applied for it.
That's true. I did apply for it.
Those skills are still a requirement, whereas before...
Right, but my first contact with the company was talking to someone who's, like, one of the top 5 people at this company.
Yeah, no,
right?
that's
like,
good, but it's not like the skills that this father should be giving to his children.
I agree. I don't like nepotism. I don't think it should exist, but I don't think that we're necessarily moving away from it. I don't know that
we're moving away from it being as blatant, I guess would be a better way of putting it. Yeah, no, he should be encouraging his kids, if he wants his kids to work there, to do the work, to get to work there.
Sure. There's that argument to be made.
I mean, he's such a great father.
Right, he's such a great father.
And, you know, the other fathers should aspire to be like him. So
yeah, he's a role model. He
should do the things to be a role model.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're a good enough father, the kid will want to call you dad. Just saying.
Okay. We're taking those nice...
Just saying.
Low blows at him now.
I mean, my mom had a lot of lovers over the time. I never called any of them dad.
Yeah, I've had several stepfathers, and I've never called them dad.
But I've seen situations where I get it. I get why you call him dad. That makes sense. Just because I haven't experienced it doesn't mean nobody experiences it.
Oh yeah, I know people who do.
Yeah.
I've known people who consider their stepfather their father, and like for all intents and purposes they are. For a lot of them, it's like
totally valid.
One of my best friends, like, you know, she didn't know her biological father, and her stepfather married her mom when she was like, I think 4 or something, maybe less, like 3 or 4.
Little.
Yeah, and so I mean, she's raised her whole life by this man. He is her dad, right?
Yeah.
He raised her. He is her father.
If this dude wants to be dad, he needs to do the work.
Right. Well, and you're not going to be it by telling someone you are, right?
No.
Like that's the part that makes it weird for me is that like you can call me dad. You should call me dad. Like, whoa. If I feel like we have that relationship, I will initiate that, but you don't, the parent should not be the one initiating that. The child should.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's a conversation where you can be like, it's okay if you want to call me this, because, like, maybe the kid doesn't feel comfortable, you're worried they don't feel comfortable, but you should be aware they even want to do that before you even have that conversation, I think.
Yeah, no, this whole thing was uncomfortable.
Yeah. Just bothers me on so many levels.
Is this saying that I can call you daddy? Is that what's happening now? You're giving me permission?
All right, well, now you made it weird. Now we're harkening back to the episode that shall not be named. I don't need that.
It's already been like half a month, and I'm like, I can't stop thinking about it.
I think about it too often. Kylie and I had a very long conversation about it, actually.
Oh, what was your partner's thoughts?
was just as disgusted as we were. Let's just put it that way. We had a long conversation about what was wrong with it, and like just everything. Yeah, I don't know. We don't need to dig into it, but yeah, she was just as disgusted as we were, and hopefully our audience is.
If any of you were not disgusted, I need a detailed essay on why you think it's okay. I need you to bring in sources. I need you to give me an annotated bibliography.
Yeah, I don't want to read that.
Formatted.
I don't want to read that, but I also want to read that. I need to know.
Please submit them at the Cringe With Me email, or cringewithmepodcast@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And we might just read your essay to the class.
You know, it's a good point. I don't even know if we brought this up before, but I think if you find a particularly cringe piece of media, you can send it to us, right? Yeah. Like, I would love to read user-submitted, audience-submitted...
That would be great. If we get enough of them, maybe we can make that, like, a mini-series.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, I like that.
You know how, like, Morbid does, like, listener tales every now and then? Mm-hmm. We could have cringe tales.
Okay, yeah, so if you guys find stories that you think are particularly cringe would be really good on this podcast, send them to us. Send them to, it's Cringe With Me Podcast
@gmail.com, or tweet at us on Twitter at Cringe With Me Podcast, or send us an Instagram DM, slide on in there at Cringe With Me.
Yeah, I would love that. And also, you don't get to read all of them because I get to have some of them too.
Okay,
so
we'll
if
split
people
them.
Start sending them, you got to give me like half.
We'll split them.
Because if you read them first, I don't get to see your authentic reaction in the moment, and that's half the joy.
Okay, we'll figure out a way that I don't read them before it comes out.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we'll let you go.
Yep, I think that's it for this week.
Another day in the girl dungeon. Bye!
Goodbye. Alright, well, I'm Ryan, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram under Build Write Roll, where I post about my professional Dungeon Master experiences. You can check out the links in the description if you're interested in hiring a professional DM or looking to level up your own DM skills.
And you can find me, V, at Cringe Queen at Instagram and Twitter, or check me out on YouTube as the Queen of Cringe, and be embarrassed with me.
All right, well, thanks for listening and cringing along with us.
And we'll catch you next time with more awesome cringe content.
I'm hypocritical, but at least I know we could be beautiful, or maybe terrible. Only one way to know. Only one way to know.
Hello, I am Patrick.
And I'm Andrew. And I'm Christian.
And I'm Allie.
And we are Rad Theater, a podcast where a bunch of friends play role-playing games and share a single brain cell, and the GM doesn't always have it. Oh, and it's theater spelled the correct way, Theatre.